Finally, we have part D, state the digestive functions of the liver and the pancreas in a human. So liver, in terms of digestion, main function, secretes bile for the emulsification of fats, which is simply breaking up large fat droplets into smaller fat droplets, which is mechanical digestion, not chemical. No bonds are being broken, it's just simply breaking up the droplet into smaller pieces uh, in order to gain a larger surface area. For the pancreas, you have two ways you could go. Firstly, it secretes enzymes for digestion. Give an example like trypsin. It also secretes bicarbonate for the neutralization of the stomach acid. And just to recall, both the liver and the pancreas secrete into the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. Part 2, they're asking for two consequences of malfunctioning of the pancreas. Now, they ask for two. Yeah, if you have space, you can list more than two. The key thing here is to list the two answers that you are most sure of first. Yeah? That is what you want to do. Now, definitely, this is in the context of the question, this is a digestion question. So I'm going to first give consequences of poor digestion because that is the context of the question. First of all, you're going to have malnutrition because digestion is not completed. So you're not going to have your macronutrients such as glucose, fats, and amino acids. Also, you're going to have vitamin deficiency because a lot of vitamins are fat soluble. You're going to have a lot of deficiency syndromes. The digestion is not completed. Also, the stomach acid may not be neutralized. So you're going to have a lot of problems with digestion, a lot of abdominal discomfort, pain, diarrhea or constipation, and bloating. And these are consequences that you can list. Finally, now the pancreas is also the source of insulin and glucagon. So if the pancreas is not performing its function, it may not be secreting insulin, so diabetes is a possible outcome of malfunctioning. The question never asks you to limit your answers to digestive consequences, but in the context of the question, I think it's best to leave diabetes as your third answer. And that's it for this question. Enjoy your day. Now here we have a question that asks us to label the different parts of the digestive system. Now, first things first, not sure what's going on here. Not sure what that is. So the first thing I'm going to do is fix that and then we'll get to labeling this system. Now to answer the question asked, structure A in red will be the stomach. Structure B in pink could be labeled the ileum. It could also be labeled the small intestine. C would be the large intestine, left uncolored or white. D will be the liver in orange, and E is the leaf-shaped pancreas. My first addition to this would be the duodenum, highlighted in blue. The duodenum receives the contents of the stomach. Now these contents are acidic. The stomach has a pH of 1 to 3, it is highly acidic, right, due to hydrochloric acid. The rest of the alimentary canal, duodenum, ileum, is mildly basic, yeah? A pH of about 7 to 8. So the contents of the stomach needs to be neutralized when it enters the duodenum. And that is what the pancreatic secretions are for. Right? So part of the pancreatic secretions are to neutralize the acid from the stomach. The pancreas will also secrete enzymes via its pancreatic duct. into the duodenum to add enzymes to the food. The liver also has its duct, which is in orange, this bile duct here. Right? Sometimes the bile duct joins to the pancreatic duct, sometimes it inserts directly into the duodenum. And this is how bile gets into the small intestine. So the duodenum receives the contents of the stomach, it receives bile from the liver, it receives bicarb from the pancreas to neutralize the stomach acid, and also receives enzymes from the pancreas to assist or to complete the digestion process in the ileum. To be clear, I want to label the bile duct and pancreatic duct as shown. There's no real need to memorize these names at this level. You're not going to be asked this. Just wanted to point out which is which and ensure that you understand their function. Here we have the appendix, which is located usually at the beginning of the large intestine. Appendix has no digestive function. It has a possible immune function, but that's about it. For part B, suggest 3 ways in which part B, the ileum, in figure 2 is adapted for its function. So the ileum has different ways in which it is adapted for its role in digestion. The bulk of the digestion happens in the ileum, and absorption also happens in the ileum. So first of all, it's very long, I think 2 to 3 meters long, which gives adequate opportunity to complete digestion. Has a large surface area because of its length. To increase its surface area for absorption, it also has finger-like projections called villi along its surface. The third adaptation is very thin walls, and thin walls allow for rapid absorption of the products, rapid diffusion of the soluble products into the bloodstream. And then lastly, another adaptation would be a dense capillary network or a large blood supply, which again allows the absorption of the products very quickly. Part C. Humans have an omnivorous diet, meaning that we consume both plant and animal material. Suggests how the human digestive system is adapted to break down the different types of food that humans eat. You could tell a lot about the diet of an animal from its teeth. That's where digestion begins, at the teeth, right? Mechanical digestion. And carnivores usually have incisors and canines for ripping and tearing flesh. Herbivores mostly have molars, premolars to grind food. We have both, which allows us to consume both plants and animals. We can tear and grind food. So that is the first thing that allows our varied diet. We also have the enzymes available for the breakdown of a variety of food material, including fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. So that's the second thing. You have to have the enzymes present and available to digest the variety of material. And we have a fairly long GI tract that allows us to, in particular, digest plant material. Now, most carnivores have a very short GI tract compared to omnivores and herbivores. So that is important. Right? So the fact that our GI tract is longer than the typical carnivore allows us to also consume plant material, because plant material is more resistant to digestion. It takes a longer time.